And you may find a position, you may find a job, you may be working with a team, having a great time, but over time you may recognize you start to develop a little bit of burnout.
Mm.
And there's often an area where you might be skilled at something. You might have the knowledge, the skill to do it, but just because you can do it doesn't mean it's naturally something you should be doing. And what happens if you find yourself in a position like that on a repetitious basis, eventually it leads to a level of burnout. And then that ends up causing a rift in the workplace. It ends up causing a rift sometimes with leaders and managers and other members of your team. And then the result is often people tend to move on to something else. And so once we can recognize where someone has a certain natural gift and a talent, and then we can leverage that as a manager or a leader in an organization, we can bring that individual and their natural energy into different environments to give them not only the energy that they need to utilize, but also to inspire and create, positive change and advantages in other parts of the organization. So being aware of these natural instincts, what we call the Kolbe Index, is just a phenomenal way to enhance overall teamwork and overall satisfaction in the workplace.
Oh, that's fantastic. And tell us a little bit about how Kolbe helps with this, with the index, and understanding where your natural abilities would align and the gifts that you've been given.
Well, a lot of people have never heard of Kolbe before. It was invented and created by Kathy Kolbe. Unfortunately, Kathy passed away very recently on May 5th of 2025. She was 85 years old. She started this as her life's work in 1975, focused on elementary and teens, and then eventually applying it to the entrepreneur realm. And so that's how I first discovered the Kolbe Index, was in 2013. I have to tell you, it completely changed and revolutionized my life. Finally, I had in words a way to explain to other people what I knew to be true about my life. And it quantified and clarified the words for me so that I didn't have to feel, negative or at odds with others because I was operating differently than they were. We were able to get similar work done. We were able to do things together and work in teams, but I always felt out of place in a lot of areas. Finally, the Kolbe A Index helped quantify and clarify where I felt out of place. And it gave me the words and the language and the tools to be able to advocate and explain that for myself in different environments. And it was a light bulb moment. And I'll give you an example. On my Kolbe A Index report, one of the things it suggests that Richard should do is to start my day with a not doing list. Not to begin my day with a to doing list and focus on priorities.